A little bit ago, I made a video talking about fitness, and I think I'm going to talk about it again to clear something up. Bodybuilding and self improvement are not synonymous. They're not tied together. They're not the same thing. And I think that a lot of guys get this confused. There's two gateways into self improvement um, that are that reign over anything else. So it's either bodybuilding or nofap. For me, it was like discovering the nofap community, and then I was like, oh wait, self improvement. This is awesome. Well, I think for a lot of other guys though, it's like probably a 50-50 split. I would assume. I don't actually know the numbers. That's just my guess. But I think a lot of guys start watching bodybuilding shorts on like their below average, despicably, unbelievably unintelligent platforms, such as YouTube Shorts or like your Reels or whatever, right? So you start finding bodybuilder videos like, bro, I don't get it, dude. I don't freaking get it. But you're watching your shorts and like, bro, this is hype AF. It's a what's the genre? It's a funk. It's either a funk or a hard style song playing over some like guy body weightlifting. You're like, dude, hype for real, sick AF, bro. I don't know what this is. I hope that's a gang sign. Um, but anywho, yeah, it drives me nuts. I think ultimate trying to live through someone else's moment, watching someone bodybuild with a funk song playing over it, and you're like, sick edit, bro. I feel motivated to be manly and lift weights. Wah. And I hate that culture. Like I really don't like that culture. I think it's really unintelligent. And escapism full. Like you don't need to freaking watch someone bodybuild to get. I say freaking like a little Christian boy because like swearing is not my thing. Sometimes though I really wish I could, you know. And by could I mean like I let myself, right? But right now is one of those times because I just think this is so stupid. I think this is so unintelligent. But nonetheless, it's not the same thing. And I think some guys do get deterred because they're like, I don't have the resources to bodybuild because either I'm not driving, or my parents won't take me, or I don't have the money. I can't go to the gym. Or it's just unappealing entirely because for some smart people, you would also realize, well, could I weight lift? Well, I mean, I'm not too, I'm built okay. I'm already built lean. And, like something like fighting would be more practical. And I understand that. In fact, you freaking go for it. Uh, that's where I'm trying to go with this is I think that bodybuilding is a great gateway thing into self-improvement because it's eye-catching, right? Like here is a way for you to up your SMV, to be more attractive, to like the way you look more and attract girls. Yes, every guy's going to sign up for that. I get it. But at the end of the day, it gets to a point where you realize like there's probably a form of exercise you'd prefer. At the end of the day, we're human beings and we're made to exercise. We're built to run, number one. If you can't run, you're failing as a human being. And I'm not trying to insult you like directly. I'm just going to give you a point. Like if you can't run an extended period of time, that's a goal to work at. Okay, I'm not going to call you like a piece of garbage. You can't run, your piece of garbage because welcome to the modern age, right? Like life sucks for the wrong reasons. We should be hungry, but instead we're overfed. You know what I mean? Like being hungry is a good problem. If you ask me, being overfed is a bad problem because reject modernity. Insert really awesome edit where we're all going, haha, reject modernity, hype. But anywho, um, that's a goal to work at. Stamina. I think that's more valuable than like building muscle. Again, I could talk about this for a long time, but like quick example, building stamina is so much more important than building muscle because at the end of the day, one's gonna keep you alive, one won't. Because there's a lot of bodybuilders who are out of breath walking upstairs. Okay, it's not that uncommon. Guys will just focus on the physique, focus on the calories, so they'll have high calorie or not even high calorie but very high protein diets because they're trying to build muscle and shiz hits the fan and they're like, holy cow, like, of course, we can't imagine this type of nonsense in, the modern age because there's not a ton of examples where like all of a sudden you'd have to survive. I always think like that though. I'm always thinking like, man, if I just had to survive, I'd be just fine because I train myself that way. But I want to say war. Yeah, why not? War. And don't be this stupid bumhead who's like, yeah, but like nuclear war, we all die. So there's no need to learn to fight because we die anyways. I get it. But I'm trying to give you an example, dude. Okay. You need to be in shape. And I know that you're going to go through like training and whatnot. Yes, but like you would die less if you were already in pretty good shape. It would just be easier. I don't see why you wouldn't want that to be easier. And more importantly, like just being durable and having stamina is just important all the time. Like I don't see why you wouldn't want that. If you work a job like at Amazon and you're running around trying to just get stuff done, get orders through, and it depends on what you're working, right? Like what your position is, but nonetheless, there's a good chance you're moving around a lot, and it's like, why would you want to be tired? Like if you can just train yourself out of being tired, that's awesome. Life's easier. Like life is literally easier. So, and that's all we want as, the overweight populace that we are. Like we want life to be easy anyway. So just train for it. Train to make life easier. Do the hard work so life's easier. I don't get it. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. But my only discrepancy with bodybuilding is that it's the gateway thing. Okay. So with bodybuilding, you bodybuild because you want to be more attractive. Usually you feel really bad about yourself and you start self-improvement. Great. Oftentimes negative feelings are some of the best reasons we fix ourselves. Okay. So if you think you look like a slug and you feel like a slug and everyone treats you like a slug, then yes, you should totally fix your life. And I'm very glad that you have these bad feelings in your heart to motivate yourself. A lot of extra unintelligent people would tell you just learn to love yourself. And loving yourself is using the hate towards yourself to create a human that you like more. Again, super simple, right? If you hate the way you look and you hate yourself as a result because you feel bad and you look bad, loving yourself would be to fix that garbage and to turn yourself into someone you respect and you like to look at in the mirror. Simple, right? That's what loving yourself is. You love yourself enough to fix yourself rather than sitting in your grime and not helping yourself. It's common sense, at least to me. But I'm a what do they say? High value man. I'm a high value man. So that's another piece of bullcrap. But and the red pill. That's another weird gateway thing. I don't get it, dude. I don't get the pills. But, anywho, I think that, fixing the way you look is really important. So that's like the good part of bodybuilding. But after that, I think that in terms of self-improvement, there is so much more valuable stuff than just that. And I think unless you're one of the people who like bodybuilding is part of like your purpose, like this is your career, this is your love, this is your joy, which isn't me, unfortunately. I know some people do, like they genuinely love body, like that's their thing. Okay, I get it, that's awesome. It's not for me. I'm an athlete, and an athlete as in someone who runs. Like I'm naturally very skinny, I'm very lean. I run. I like to push my body in terms of like leaping, jumping, running. I'm a basketball player. I'm 6 foot. Wait, 6 foot. I wish, dude. I'm like 5. I'm between 5'6", 5'7", right? Inches are kind of big measurements. Is that about an inch? I actually have no clue. They're relatively big, so I guess like I'm somewhere in between those two. I'm really short for someone who is kind of really awesome at basketball, right? That's my thing. That's my thing. And so that's the kind of training I like to do. I like to train running. I like to train like my vertical. I like to train my muscles in ways that like activate them and get them warmed up. So like rather than squatting like multiple plates, it's like, why wouldn't I just squat the barbell and like jump 50 times? That's endurance. That's not squat a bunch of weight and you're like and then yell. It's like I have a single barbell and I'm going like I'm squatting up and then I'm just jumping every time I'm going up. 2, 3, 4. And that's endurance, right? Doing that like 30, 50 times. That is tiring, by the way. I'd rather be tired than like get a pump. It feels kind of better. But I mean, I like both. So I'm trying to mix up my training to do both. But that's the thing. Like being able to squat 300 pounds versus being able to have the same muscles activated for an extended period of time, the latter is probably more useful. Again, in the scenario that the apocalypse happens and I have to scavenge for food, then yes, you'd be surprised how much more useful like durability and endurance is. So, moral of the story here is you're not obligated to bodybuild. For me, the bodybuilding is it worked to become more attractive, and which means you will like yourself more unless you. The thing is though, self-improvement involves more than just bodybuilding. It's more than just fitness. You should be working on your brain. If you're not working on your brain, those are the people who develop like the body dysmorphia and the eating disorders or whatever garbage, because all you did was work on your body. You didn't work on it, because at the end of the day, this is what's effed up. You know what I mean? Like this is what is completely messed up. And you tried to fix your body to fix this, but you got to fix this and your body simultaneously. You can't just do one. It doesn't work. Right? You hate yourself because you have a brain. You don't hate yourself because you look ugly. If you didn't have a brain, you looked ugly. Dang it, you wouldn't know because you don't have a freaking brain. So those are the people who develop body like dysmorphias because they're bodybuilding or some crap, and then they like don't fix their head or their emotional health, and that's what messes you up. That messes you up worse than you were before, because now you can't see progress. Now you can't actually enjoy the rewards. But fixing both simultaneously, great, and it helped me like myself more, and I got a pretty freaking awesome girl to go along with it. So isn't that nice, right? Well, we're getting to a point now where it's like the noob gains are getting to the end of their line. I'm naturally very lean, and I work better fasted. So I like to eat as little as I can throughout the workday, which doesn't work for bodybuilding, because if I want to actually get bigger, right now I'm just getting more and more toned, but if I want to actually get bigger and look stronger, because I'm still a skinny kid at the end of the day, my muscles are bigger, but I'm not bigger, okay? I haven't increased in mass hardly at all, while looking skinny jacked, I've actually barely increased mass whatsoever. Or weight, I should say. Mass, maybe, but weight, it's barely changed. And now it comes down to I have to make that decision. Do I want to change my lifestyle completely and eat 6 meals a day? No, I don't want to do that, because basketball is my hobby. I love soccer. I love basketball. I love running. So that's not going to help me. Eating 6 meals a day isn't going to help me. It's also not going to help me in work, because I'm focused on focusing. I cannot focus when I'm digesting. So things to consider, right? I'm changing up my training routine so it's something I enjoy more, and that actually helps me more. It helps me more to train my sprint. It helps me more to train my vertical and my leg muscles, not like the size of my legs, but how durable they are. So for those of you who are super like on the fence about, well, I don't want to go to the gym because it just doesn't feel right to bodybuild. I'm talking to you, Mason. You're right. It might not be your thing. But if, like, we had this conversation, Mason and I, we're talking about fighting. Fighting is so much more practical. Do it. Go do it. I think fighting is awesome. I'm a huge fan of fighting. I'm a huge advocate for fighting because I have fighting experience. I've got a lot, mostly in Taekwondo, but I've done some MMA, and I think that martial arts and fighting, awesome stuff. Like, that is worth your time. So, anywho, that's what I had for you. Don't worry about it too much if it feels off, or you feel like there's a better option for you. Yeah, there probably is. For me, it's a mix of everything. Like, I want to do it. I love exercising. I wish I got paid for exercising because I hate sitting down. So, yeah, that would be ideal. But that's a conversation for another day. Okay, you have an awesome day. Do what feels right in terms of exercising, okay? If it's you doing the 10-minute plank challenge, do it. If it is going on a run, do it. If it's swimming, do it. Swimming is awesome. Things like that, okay? It doesn't just have to be bodybuilding, but at the end of the day, you should be athletic and you should be in shape because you're a human being and you were built to be have a lot of stamina. We're built to have a lot of stamina as human beings. So, okay, have an awesome day. You're amazing.